Hello and welcome to Top Select 10. Gear up for an intense and captivating cinematic experience with our countdown of the top 10 best military war movies on Netflix. Whether you're a history buff, a fan of gripping war dramas, or just looking for an adrenaline-pumping film, this video has something for you. We've carefully curated a list of the most compelling military war movies available on Netflix, featuring powerful stories, realistic battle scenes, and unforgettable performances. From epic tales of heroism and sacrifice to gripping accounts of historical battles, these films showcase the very best of the war genre. Join us as we dive into each movie, highlighting what makes them stand out and why they deserve a spot on your watch list. From classic war epics to modern masterpieces, our selection covers a wide range of conflicts and perspectives, offering a deep and engaging look at the realities of war. So sit back, relax, and prepare to add these must-watch military war movies to your Netflix queue. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more top 10 lists and movie recommendations. Number 10. Defiance. In 1941, in Belarusia, the Jewish Bielski brothers succeed in escaping from the massacre of the German in their village where their parents were killed. They hide in the woods and sooner other runaway Jews join them. Tuvia Bielski, the eldest brother, assumes the leadership of the survivors and plans a camp with tasks for everyone in the community. However, his brother Zas Bielski wants to fight against the Germans and does not agree with Tuvia's directions. Zas decides to join the Russian resistance that believes that Jews do not fight, while Tuvia welcomes any survivor in his camp with his two younger brothers and fight for food and ammunition. Zas finds anti-Semitism among the Russian partisans. Number 9. Eye in the Sky. Colonel Catherine Powell is a UK-based military officer in command of a top-secret drone operation to capture terrorists in Kenya. Through remote surveillance and on-the-ground intel, Powell discovers the targets are planning a suicide bombing, and the mission escalates from capture to kill. But as American pilot Lieutenant Steve Watts is about to engage, a 9-year-old girl enters the kill zone, triggering an international dispute, reaching the highest levels of US and British government over the moral, political, and personal implications of modern warfare. Number 8. Rescue Dawn. In 1965, while bombing Laos in a classified mission, the propeller plane of the German-American Navy pilot Dieter Dingler is hit and crashes in the jungle. Dieter is arrested by the peasants, tortured by the Viet Cong, and sent to a prisoner camp, where he meets 5 other mentally deranged prisoners and guards. He becomes close to Duane and organizes an escape plan. However, the unstable Gene opposes to Dieter's plan when they discover that there is no more food due to the constant American bombings in the area and their guards intend to kill them. Dieter sets his plan in motion. However, an unexpected betrayal splits the group, and Dieter and Duane find that the jungle is their actual prison. Number 7. Lone Survivor. The year is 2005. In the wake of the 9/11 terror attacks, the war in Afghanistan is well underway when military intelligence learns that a senior Taliban member is hiding out in a remote village deep in the Hindu Kush mountains of the Kunar province. Convinced that his capture or killing could turn the tide of the difficult war in favor of the United States, the Navy SEALs hatch Operation Red Wings. The goal is simple: send a select team of soldiers to stake out the village from the surrounding mountains and move on their target when the time is right. Under the leadership of Lieutenant Michael Murphy, Marcus Luttrell, Matt Axelson, and Danny Dietz reach their checkpoint and quickly realize that another nearby hill will provide a better vantage spot. Shortly after arriving at that new location and getting a positive ID on their target, however, the soldiers are caught off guard by 3 wandering shepherds, including a young boy. Ultimately, a heated vote over what to do with the captured shepherds leads Lieutenant Murphy to decide that the best course of action is to abide by the rules of engagement, meaning that the soldiers will abort the mission, release the captives, and retreat to their extraction point. Shortly after the shepherds are set free, however, the 4 SEALs find themselves surrounded by dozens of Taliban soldiers and engaged in a fierce gunfight that, with the aid of some truly brave villagers, only one of them will make it out of. Number 6. Fury. During the coordinated Western Allied invasion of Nazi Germany in the spring of 1945, and with Adolf Hitler bracing up for the last stand, the battle-scarred Army Technical Sergeant of the 2nd Armored Division, Don Wardaddy Collier, and his loyal crew of a powerful M4 Sherman tank fight tooth and nail against a desperate enemy. War is hell for all men, let alone Collier's inexperienced new hull machine gunner, Norman, who must quickly get into shape if he wants to have a fighting chance deep behind the enemy lines. On the victorious 76 mm cannon barrel of the voracious war machine, The men have painted Fury in bold white paint to banish the horrors of war. Will Fury's 5-man crew live to fight another day? Number 5. Dunkirk. In late May 1940, the Second World War had been raging for 8 months when German troops, led by Adolf Hitler, invaded Belgium and then swept into France. As a result, the outnumbered Allied forces collapsed under the weight of the invasion, and 400,000 troops found themselves stranded on the sandy shores of Dunkirk, a French coastal town on the cold North Sea. The German Luftwaffe relentlessly bombed the beach, cornering the Allied troops. However, with England only 33.3 kilometers away across the Strait of Dover, a massive evacuation, codenamed Operation Dynamo, was imperative. The procedure involved hundreds of naval and civilian vessels to evacuate the stranded soldiers. While 3 Royal Air Force Spitfires tried to fend off the Nazi attacks, a civilian captain, along with his son and his friend, worked tirelessly to rescue as many soldiers as possible. Despite the odds, the evacuation was successful, a pivotal point in the war effort. The operation made history as the Miracle of Dunkirk. Number 4. Letters from Iwo Jima. The island of Iwo Jima stands between the American military force and the home islands of Japan. Therefore, the Imperial Japanese Army is desperate to prevent it from falling into American hands and providing a launching point for an invasion of Japan. General Tadamichi Kurabayashi is given command of the forces on the island and sets out to prepare for the imminent attack. General Kurabayashi, however, does not favor the rigid traditional approach recommended by his subordinates, and resentment and resistance fester amongst his staff. In the lower echelons, a young soldier, Seigo, a poor baker in civilian life, strives with his friends to survive the harsh regime of the Japanese army itself, all the while knowing that a fierce battle looms. When the American invasion begins, Kurabayashi and Seigo find strength, honor, courage, and horrors beyond imagination. Number 3. 1917. April 6, 1917. On a battlefield in northern France, Lance Corporal Tom Blake with the British Army is asked to choose one of his battalion colleagues to join him on an assignment. He's choosing his best friend, Lance Corporal Will Schofield. It isn't until Blake chooses Schofield that they learn of the dangerous nature of the mission. To hand-deliver a message to Colonel Mackenzie leading another nearby battalion. They having to cross no man's land to what they have been told are now the abandoned German trenches to get to Mackenzie just past the nearby town of Akoust. The message, which must reach its destination by dawn tomorrow, is for Mackenzie to abort his troops' attack, then on the supposedly retreating Germans who are in reality lying in wait. The Germans having planned this deception for months. The lives of Mackenzie and his 1,600 men are at risk if the message does not make it through in time. One of those men being Blake's brother, Lieutenant Joseph Blake. Blake and Schofield's stories as it pertains to them as soldiers in the bigger picture of the war, as soldiers trying to stay alive, as friends, and as human beings who have their own motivations are told for as long as they are able to survive on this mission. Number 2. Inglorious Bastards. During World War II, Lieutenant Aldo Rain leads his squad of Jewish American soldiers behind enemy lines in Nazi-occupied France. Their job is simple: kill the enemy. They also have a particularly violent approach to what they do, scalping their victims. Soon they are known and feared throughout the German army. In Paris, Shosanna runs a cinema and through a chance meeting with a German war hero, is selected to host the premiere of one of Dr. Joseph Goebbels' propaganda film, with all of the German high command scheduled to attend including Hitler, Goering and Martin Bormann. It seems like the ideal opportunity for Lieutenant Rain and his men to bring the war to a quick end. Shosanna, who is Jewish and whose parents and siblings were killed before her eyes, also has her own plans for the evening's festivities. When she realizes that the man who killed her family, Colonel Hans Lander, known as the Jew Hunter, will also be there, it makes her own plans complete. Number 1. The Pianist. The true story of W. Ladislaw Szpilman, who, in the 1930s, was known as the most accomplished piano player in all of Poland, if not Europe. At the outbreak of the Second World War, however, Szpilman becomes subject to the anti-Jewish laws imposed by the conquering Germans. By the start of the 1940s, Szpilman has seen his world go from piano concert halls to the Jewish ghetto of Warsaw, and then must suffer the tragedy of his family deported to a German concentration camps, while Szpilman is conscripted into a forced German labor compound. At last deciding to escape, Szpilman goes into hiding as a Jewish refugee where he is witness to the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising April 19, 1943, May 16, 1943, and the Warsaw Uprising the 1st of August to the 2nd of October 1944. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel Top Select 10. Like and share the video. Thank you.